we're going into our 4th anniversary, and we have some programs that we have listed here, just like 13 of them. Start by talking about the history and mission of AWGN, and I want this to be interactive. So I will be asking people some questions. I know we have a lot of people that have been joining us, so I want to see if they can remember some things. I want to ask, when was this group founded? If you want to answer, you can just type your response in the chat box. And you're also free to turn on your video. You are free to do that. I want to ask people, when was AWGN founded? AWGN is Animal Welfare Group Nigeria. Akike said 2021. No. Vivian said 2019. Oluwaseun 2019. Who else wants to try? 2019. So 2019 is the answer. So this group was founded in 2019. We have a meeting, the lecturers, postgraduate students, and researchers at the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta State in Nigeria. We met at the Biotech Lab of Animal Breeding and Genetics Department. That was the maiden meeting. We have 3 missions. The first mission is to increase awareness about animal welfare and behavior in Nigeria, in Africa, and in the world at large. That's our mission. So we are trying to increase awareness. We want people to know about animal welfare and behavior. Number 2 is that we are trying to foster collaboration among researchers and people that are involved in animal welfare and behavior. So collaboration, networking, you meet people in the group, you start interacting, you start working together, you can do research together, you can have a research visit, you can go and do internship, you can meet a professor, talk to the professor and tell the professor you are interested in working with him or her. And the 3rd mission is to educate the populace, the public, about the importance of animal welfare. Those are the 3 missions. So we started this group in 2019. And for our group, we have had a lot of webinars, more than 60 webinars. We have had panel discussion, just only once. We have inaugural lectures, 11 of them, and we do a lot of things. So I will hand over to Dr. Yasiri and Barnabas to continue. They are going to give us a photo recap of what we have done in this year. And Barnabas will tell us a story about how he fell in love with animal welfare.
Been able to achieve in 2023. So join me in this journey. It's like a celebration.
Everyone. My name is Samuel Drusharo. You are welcome to the Animal Welfare Group Nigeria webinar series. And today's speaker is ANiMeDRig, who is an expert in conservation, education, animal behavior, and welfare. So, and ANiM will be talking on snake and humans, a twisted relationship in folklore and welfare. So a lot of us don't like snakes. Do you agree with me?
A lot of people do not like them. A lot of people fear them. And that's why I'm very passionate about this topic, because I come from Eastern Europe, which in its folklore and behavior towards the snake as a society is very negative. So I wanted to be their voice and I wanted to help people learn about them, because as always we fear what we don't know. So I'm hoping that today's lesson helps us at least see some reasons why people would fear them, and then actually explain the biology behind it, because there always is a reason for everything.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Animal Welfare Group Nigeria webinar for today. I have with me Fami Idris Fedels, and he will be presenting on the untold story of Javan deer and alternative strategy to improve the conservation in Pangandaran Nature Reserve, West Java, Indonesia. Why do you have interest in wildlife conservation?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Yasiri, for allowing me to this opportunity. Because first, that I love conservation, animal and wildlife, because I have been seeing the documentaries about wildlife, especially the wildlife in African savannas, since I was 2 years old, and it's like I know everything about animal behavior and animal welfare, although they are wild and they are far away from my home country, like from Indonesia. Because yeah, I always see lions, cheetahs, and also wildebeest running in the African savannas, and I think that, oh, I love this. And I know that Indonesia has the highest highest level of biodiversity, and I think that it is unique to our identity as a nations and also as a human, of course. And it's not only about the nature, but also it's also part of our culture.
Hello everyone, my name is Barnabas Babalala and I'm a graduate of Animal Production and Health, College of Animal Science and Livestock Production, Federal University of Agriculture in Nigeria. I got interested in taking care of animal at a very young age, and this was because at that time my parents raised some animals, some livestock animals. You know, they raised goats, they raised poultry birds, they even raised dog. Yeah, they raised dog. So, you know, day-to-day activities with these animals has ignited my keen interest in taking care of this animal, looking after them. So I always, you know, give them my best to take care of them, to give them the best experience. So I got the puppy for myself 2021. Yeah, after the pandemic, I got a puppy for myself, but I was still in school, so I could not raise this dog myself. I needed to take it to where my parents were, and they were the one raising the dog. But anytime I went home, I always, you know, had enough playtime with this dog. Uh, I always try as much as possible to have enough time. At least I've been away from the dog, so the little moment I have, I always ensure I create a lot of time to play with this dog and to bond together. So, in fact, that's one of the ways that's one of the ways they know when I'm around. When they see this dog, when they hear the dog moving around in the compound, uh, running, growling, shouting, and all, they will always know, okay, definitely Barnabas is around, because there is nobody that create that time with the dog. It is the dog only has the opportunity when I'm around. So it happened that during my holiday when I was still with the dog, my vet doctor came around to vaccinate the dog against rabies. But during the process of injection, I think the syringe injured the dog. So the dog was pained and the dog ran away. Nobody could move near the dog. Nobody, not even my dad, not even my mom, not even my brother. So I needed to stop what I was doing then, and I approached the dog. But to everyone's surprise, the dog opened up to me. You know, the dog started, as I was approaching the dog was, wagging its tail, and I approached calmly. I had to pet the dog and to calm the dog so that the dog could take the next injection. So everyone was surprised. They were like, why would I be the only one who could who could come near the dog? And I told them, it is because I create a lot of time with this dog. I cherish this dog, and I make sure anytime I'm around, I make sure I create time to play with this dog, to bond with this dog. I told them it is garbage in, garbage out. You cannot expect, you don't really move close to this dog. You cannot expect this dog to bond with you the way the dog bonds with me. Although it's not like the dog doesn't bond with others, it does. But the way it does with me is special. Another thing happened when I was still in school, although my brother told me about that, and I got furious with him. He told me that when he wanted to cross the dog was injured with other dogs. I was furious with him. I shouted at him. I was like, why would something like that happen and you won't carry me along? And then he told me, he said he wanted to, but he didn't do that because he knew if he had done that, my attention would have been shifted from my academics, and my attention would have been on the dog. Although that's true, because I'll always be calling them every day, acting after the welfare of the dog. But thank God for my vet doctor, he did a wonderful job. He restored the dog's health back to normal. The dog is healthy up to now, doing fine, as usual. I always tell people, when you create time with your animals, you understand them more, and they also open up to you more. And our day-to-day activities also help us to our day-to-day activities with these animals also help us to understand the way to relate with our fellow humans, our tolerance, patience, perseverance, and the likes. So that would be all for my story.
Thank you very much, Barnabas. That was interesting. A lot of people love dogs, maybe because they are one of the most famous animals that live with human beings. So now I'll be talking about environmental enrichment. I'll be talking about environmental enrichment. Our animals, they deserve a good life. So if you look at the picture, that is the picture of a mouse with a form of environmental complexity. So I'll be talking about, we are going to look at the definition of environmental enrichment again. We'll look at the importance and see some pictures. So it's basically a lot of pictures. So according to Newberry in 1995, Professor Newberry has also presented on this group. She defined environmental enrichment as improvement in the environment of captive animals. So it is basically when you are trying to improve the environment of a captive animal. And what is the purpose of doing that? You want to increase the behavioral opportunity of the animal, and you want to improve the biological function. So what are the importance? Is to increase the occurrence of species-specific behavior. You want to improve the health of the animal. You want to prevent the development of abnormal behavior, and it aids in positive exploration of the environment. So, and what are the characteristics of a good enrichment strategy? Number one is that it must improve the economies of production. and it must be practical to employ. And these are the pictures of our enrichment strategy for chickens. You can see we have swings and we have ladder where the birds can express their natural behavior. They can roost, they can perch on all these materials. And this is the picture of turkeys. You can see them pecking at the straw bale, and some of them are standing, and another one is lying down on the straw bale. And this is for a cattle. You can see the brush to groom the body of the animal. Then this is for sheep. You can see a tire and some other, a kind of litter bale where they can walk and enjoy their life. And this is a form of toy for pigs. So they, instead of biting each other, they try to bite these toys. So it's a way of redirecting their biting behavior. Then we have for fish. So this is another form of environmental enrichment for fish. You can see the stones, those white snows. Apart from this being a form of enrichment, it's also a form of, it serves as a form of aesthetic. It's for aesthetic. You can see the color of the stone. Then this is for the wildlife. And you may think that all these things that I showed, they may be expensive to get. But one funny thing about enrichment is that if you think that environmental enrichment is expensive, you can try anything local. So if you look at what we did here, we use these tunnels for our chickens, and this is a form of elevated platform. And these are very cheap to construct. One can get the plywood easily, get the 2x2 wood, and construct this. And for us to think about, do animals need environmental enrichment at all times? So this is a question we are going to be addressing another day. So thank you for listening to me, and thank you for enriching the life of your animals. Thank you so much. We are going to be recognizing some people. We have some people that are regular participants. And in most of our webinars, inaugural lectures, panel discussion, they join us. And we have two groups of people, the people from Nigeria and people from outside Nigeria. You know, these people from outside Nigeria, they are so committed to our program. And sometimes, if you look at the time difference, it's not convenient for them to join, but they are always joining. So I want to recognize these people, and I know some of them joined us before during our inaugural lecture, and I can see some other people here now. So I will be recognizing some people, and these people, they are five. They are five, and they are not Nigerians, but they always join our program. So we want to recognize them, and we want to appreciate them and thank them for creating time to join us, and for the love that they have for our animals, for the love that they have for animal welfare, for creating awareness about animal welfare. And these people are Fami, Idris, Fridaus. Fami, are you there? If you are there, just signify, just let people see. Fami is from Indonesia. And I'm very sure that Indonesia is very far from Nigeria, and the time difference is very wide. So, and Fami has been joining us, and he wants to be associated with us. And sometimes you see him putting the logo of Animal Welfare Group behind. So Fami, we like you. Thank you very much. I know you are going to replicate this in Indonesia. So that is Fami. And the next person is Abdurrahman Safian. Safian, I'm so happy to see your face. Can let people just see you, just do like this, just wave your hand. Fine. So Safian is so committed to our program, and Safian is trying to do something similar to what we are doing in Ghana. So, and the next person is Sahid Safir Sabet. Sahid is from Iran, and he contributes a lot to our program. Anything we post on our social media is always responding to them, making comments, writing a lot of things, good things about Animal Welfare Group Nigeria. And another person that we would love to recognize is Azadeh Jalili. Azadeh is from Iran. The time difference is much. So these people, they join our program every time. And the fifth person is Lucas Jaswinas. Lucas is always joining our program, and we really appreciate him. So, and we have some other Nigerians that will never forget the time of this program. They know when to join, and we have some people that we even join when we don't have programs. A lot of people forget that it is always first and third Wednesdays. Some people will be asking me second Wednesday, are we not going to have Animal Welfare Group Nigeria program today? I will always tell them, no, it is first and third. So, and the first person is Barnabas Babalola. Wow. Barnabas, can we see your face? Are you with us? Barnabas helps with a lot of things. All those banners, all those posters that you used to see is the one that designs them. So Barnabas, thank you very much. We hope to see you more in our meetings. Barnabas, let people see your face. And that is Barnabas. And the next person is Ajibola Gideon. Since the time I met Gideon in the USA, I don't think he has missed any of our programs. Gideon, if you are free to talk, or if you are free to show your video, if you are free to show yourself, let's see your face. Gideon is a graduate student of Animal Sciences for Purdue University, United States. So Gideon is a regular and active participant on this program. Gideon, thank you very much. Then we have Akinyemi Rukoyat. Rukoyat, are you with us? Rukoyat is my postgraduate student, and she has fallen in love with animal welfare. And she asked me a lot of fantastic questions on animal welfare. And she's a regular participant. She was with us before, but I think she's going to join us because she has a role to play in this program. Then the next person is Oluwatosin Enitan Shobiye. Shobiye joins this program almost every time. Okay, so I want to hand over to Dr. Yaseri so that she can ask people what they have learned from Animal Welfare Group Nigeria.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. We sincerely appreciate those that have actually, taken it as a point of duty to participate in our meetings, irrespective of the region or zone where they are. And with that, I have slot for 3 to 5 people who wants to say something about what they have benefited so far in the group by joining the Animal Welfare Group, either as a Nigerian or not a Nigerian. So if you have anything, maybe you have joined us severally and you have learned 1 or 2 things, or you've benefited in one way or the other, kindly indicate with the use of the reaction button. You can just use the reaction button, then I will unmute you.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. In fact, I'm joining you from Uganda. I went there for a program.
Okay.
Yeah. I just want to summarize everything I have learned from Animal Welfare Nigeria group by saying that it's a very effective group. I have been able to have a lot of network apart from learning about animal behavior. In fact, I'm not an animal behaviorist. I'm just an enthusiast. But from what I have learned from the group, in fact, it has opened me up. It has even tried to change my way of doing things by putting me through school again to learn about animal behavior. So I think that the group is a very effective group and it's very educative. In fact, it links up a lot of people, tries to put together people who are able to teach the world about animals and their behavior and to put our interest in it. And so I think that the Animal Welfare Group Nigeria is a very important one for us. And as I indicated earlier, I think somewhere last 2 weeks, I would love the group to go global, apart from just being Nigeria-based. I want to see Animal Welfare Group expand to schools and move beyond Nigeria and come to other countries like Ghana to see how best we can get people's interest in animal behavior and welfare. That's what I want to see. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And I love the way the reception, the group is too good. I don't know what to say again. Thank you very much for the opportunity and for allowing us to join the group and learning from the group. Thank you very much, Dr. Yasiri, for being my mentor. I always say it. You encourage me a lot to do what I sometimes think I can't do. Thank you, Dr. Oduro, also for being part of the team and helping me also. I contact you on phone all the time to see how best you can help, and all the group in Animal Welfare Group Nigeria. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and keep doing what you are doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Yes, we are with you.
Yeah. Most of the time, I'm not always around. I'll be doing something or the other, while you people are always at your seat. And I always enjoy the fact that I can barge into Jerusalem's office and say, quick, hey, go and run out. But it's so interesting that the way you guys come together and pushing this animal welfare, and it's going up. You've started for some time now, and I'm looking forward to how will this group look in the next 5 or a decade's time, because I see some more pressure. And the beautiful thing about it is that every step and everything you do, we find that the research that is going on is going towards that. Even go and find a little bit about COP28, you find that there are some things under that, and it's great. I'm hoping that there will be some funds to put it. There was just time when I started taking animal behavior, BD 503, at the department then, and we kept on talking, and people were like, who cares about this? But I look to you guys and say in the next few years, presently my research on transcriptomics, RNA-seq is veering towards that one. And of course, I'm going to do a pitching of one of my devices here to see how it supports animal welfare. One of the things in the future is that the humans will end up giving more care. What's that thing that we say? Animals are also important in our health. And this team is one of the teams that will make sure that one is strongly enriched in our brain. We'll be talking about animal and environmental enrichment. I think one of the most important things, our brain and our mental thoughts should to be enriched if animals need. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I just want to also use this opportunity to, appreciate Animal Welfare Group Nigeria for everything, for the various webinars they've organized. And to be honest, I was able to pick 1 or 2 things that I utilized during my project, and they really helped me. Also, I would like to thank Dr. Duru Sharu and Dr. Yasiri for always being a motivation, especially in animal welfare and behavior. Thank you very much, and I hope to see more of this from Animal Welfare Group come 2024. Thank you very much, Sam.
I was saying that I also want to appreciate Animal Welfare Group Nigeria for the opportunity to always bring us on board to teach us new things, and me particularly the opportunity to share my views, especially the engagement on LinkedIn. It's been amazing.
To see our members and their favorite animal, and I need to tell you that the people here will love and cater for our animals. So livestock, pets, wildlife, fish, insect, and any other animal. So, and this is the picture of Dr. Yasiri and our research chicken. If you look at the feather of the chicken and our own here, they look similar. And this is Gideon. Did you notice the smile on Gideon's face? He's trying to take record from his decarb white chickens. So this is Gideon and his research chickens at Purdue. And this is Victor. Victor is at Fulani settlement. You can see Victor smiling at Fulani chicken. That's Victor for you. And this is Kike holding our research guinea fowl. So it's not only chicken, we also work on other poultry species. And this is Enzited. Look at Dr. Yasiri and look at a Siki chicken. Enzited. She's always excited whenever she's working on a chicken. And that is why we call her mother hen. And this is me. And these are turkey poults. These are day-old turkey poults. And they just arrived at our research station. And we are trying to place them into the brooding ring. So, and this is coal and ostrich. So it's not only chicken. This is ostrich. And this is Shion. So when interacting with our animals, please always remember that they are entitled to their 5 freedoms. So freedom from hunger and thirst, that is the first freedom. Freedom from discomfort, second freedom. Then the third freedom is freedom from pain and injury and disease. Then you should give them access to express their normal behavior. And those animals should be free from fear and distress. So, happy anniversary.
And I'm going to just talk briefly on the Universities Federation for Animal Welfare. And I'm appreciating them they have been supporting the animal welfare group with this license Zoom that we've been using to run our meetings. So we really appreciate them for that. And also, I want to bring to our notice that there are some grants and awards that are available from this funding agency, which we may not be aware of, and I want to share them with us this afternoon. So there is what is called the University Link Scheme, where a recognized person or a member who works in the university, a research institute, or colleges, and who have interest in animal welfare can apply to the UFAW to become the link scheme person for that institution. And they have link persons or people in different parts of the world. You have in Europe, in America, Africa, and Middle East, Asia, and Australasia. So as it is now, if you know you're somebody who is doing research in animal welfare and you belong to a university, a research institute, or to a college, then you can approach the UFAW to become a link person in that institution, because it will give you and also members of that institution the opportunity to be able to access most of these funds. So if you look under the region of Africa and Middle East, these are the universities and the countries that have already registered under the University Link Scheme. And in Nigeria, we have 6 universities already registered. So if you're in Nigeria, other African countries, from the list, I cannot see Ghana here, I cannot see Indonesia, I cannot see, Uganda and things like that. So this is an opportunity for those institutions, to be connected to UFAW, and of course, they would help in supporting their animal welfare activities. So for instance, the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta here is where I work, and being the UFAW link person in this university, it has given us the opportunity to establish the Animal Welfare Student Club and also other animal welfare activities that this club has been able to carry out. So please check this up on the UFAW website. It's very interesting and the opportunity is there. So what are the grants and awards that are available from this body? There is a grant on the 3R, which is the Replacement, Refinement, and Reduction Award, and it has an award of maximum of £20,000 for research that are geared towards replacement, refinement, and reduction in laboratory animals. So, and this amount of money, this £20,000 can cover for salary or student stipend, the research, travel cost or study and research visits. So please, the opportunities are there. Also, there's an opportunity to get a grant to attend for small project and travel award. For the travel award, I've been opportune to win it, to be granted this award in 2019 to travel to Belgium for the UFAW conference. So I think the maximum amount here is £3,500, and you can also use this money for small research projects. So the maximum is £3,500. And there is also the UFAW Animal Welfare Research Award. This maximum of this is £50,000 and is to conduct a bigger research in issues related to animal welfare in farm animals, zoo animals, companion animals, laboratory species, and wild animals too. You know, if your research is within this area then, and you think it's a research worth this, you can approach them and send your proposal for this amount of money. So there is also what is called the Research and Project Award. There's a maximum of £3,500 as well for research, for educational activities related to animal welfare. And there is also what is called the UFAW Early Career Animal Welfare Researcher of the Year Award. And this award is given to either PhD students, or if you've gotten your PhD within 6 years and you are doing research related to animal welfare. So you'll be nominated, you get people to nominate you, or you can ask, even self-nominate yourself. And at the end of the day, if you are selected, you get a framed certificate and a check of £1,000. So there is also the Animal Welfare Student Scholarship. This is mainly for undergraduate students and master students, but it's not for PhD students. And for this, the research work should be within 8 weeks, 8 weeks maximum to carry out the research work. And to be sincere, this has really helped 2 of my students that have benefited from this Animal Welfare Student Scholarship. That is Oyeniran Victor and Oreoluwa Ajayi. 2 of my master students actually benefited from this. So you can, if you have a project at hand, you can discuss with your student or master student, and the master student can also approach the supervisor, and this is what we can do, and put in your application or proposal for this. It is still out now, I think. Yes, it is still open, and the deadline that when this one will close is the 28th of February, 2024. So please, we can put in application for this. And there is what is called the Research Training Scholarship. This is one that is geared towards a PhD, your doctorate degree, and it's a maximum of £100,000. Yeah, there's the UFAW Humane Animal Welfare Research Fellowship. Is like for the postdoc, and you can have it for a maximum of 3 years, but you have to give reports on a yearly basis on what you have done or the progress of the research. So the UFAW Professor William Russell Research Fellowship also is for postdoc scientists. So everybody's covered. As you can see, we have grants for students, undergraduate, master's, PhD, postdoc, and things like that. So this is for PhD. You must have a PhD at the time when the call is out, and also for postdoc scientists. So the UFAW have a sister body, which is the Humane Slaughter Association, and they also have grants and awards, which is quite similar to that of UFAW. And for the Humane Slaughter Association, you have the special travel grants, up to £10,000, and it's going to close in January 24, 2024. So you can check this up in case you maybe want to travel for a conference or something, then you can, put in your proposal and let them know that you need assistance. The Humane Slaughter Award is closed already, is similar to the Early Career Award. And also there's the ongoing now is the Student or Trainee Scholarship with a maximum amount of £2,800, and it's going to close 28th of February 2024. So it's for undergraduates, I think, masters, interns, and things like that. So I would employ everybody to please check up the University Institution for Animal Welfare website, where you have, all these awards and grants you listed there in details. And with that, I say thank you, and I hope there are other funding agencies, but I just decided to use this as an example so that you will know where to get support, you know where you can approach for funds for the good research that you already have. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share this.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yasiri.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that wonderful presentation. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
My name is Moses Gani. I have worked on different welfare related issues. I think in my MSc in Nottingham, I work on transport, though it was a review. That's my MSc dissertation. It was a review. I was able to compare livestock transport in Nigeria and in the UK. So I had about 2 journals from that work. Then of recent, I've worked on 3 different welfare related issues. One, welfare of traction animal in Taraba State where I worked. So the work is still on. I'll be rounding up hopefully early January next year. Then my work will come out, then I may have a presentation as well. Aside that, there's a crisis situation in 2017 in Sedona local government. So I was trying to look at the effects of that communal crisis on the welfare, on the health and welfare of the animals that were affected. Cattle were killed in the crisis, so I've distributed questionnaires. I've gathered the data. I've even started the analysis. So hopefully early next year, that work too will be ready. So for now, that's what I've been working on. And I'm hoping to bring my work to Animal Welfare Group Nigeria, God's willing, next year.
It's nice being here, and all the meetings I have attended in the animal welfare group, I've really learned a lot. When they asked for what lessons were learned, I was trying to put mine together, but I didn't do that in time, so I wasn't able to present. But I want to thank you, Dr. Yashiri and Dr. Durosharo. I really appreciate your work tirelessly, in bringing this home to Nigeria. The research I want to talk about is something that is still in the pipeline. I'm still trying to work out the fine details of it. I'm in aquaculture, so one thing I've observed around Nigeria is the way we transport fish. It's not really welfare friendly. It violates a lot of the freedoms. So I'm trying to carry out a research in that line to see, number one, let it be known like clearly what are the negative effects of the current method of fish transport, so that everyone knows for certain that this is not okay. So that's one area. So I want to simulate that transport with some fish and then see, measure the parameters and see how they align with the positive or negative welfare, whichever way they align. So I think that's one area of research that hopefully by January, February, I should be able to start. I've also had it in mind to register with UFAW, a link person in the university where I work. So thank you, Doctor, for rehearsing that again. I really appreciate that. All right, so that will be all from me for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I think that I want to work on livestock transportation, especially cattle in Ghana. So that's what I want to research on, to see how best we can tackle the welfare issues around livestock transportation in Ghana.
So yeah, first I would like to thank to all of you, especially for Dr. Yasiri and Dr. Samadra for accepting me to this event because I have been trying to join such organizations and community in Indonesia, but all I got was just rejection from them, just because maybe I'm just a junior researcher. But I feel like I am accepted to this community, and the very important thing for this community is not only about the animal welfare itself, but also the inclusivity that I got during our events. So yeah, big thanks for all of you for the events that I have been joining since maybe 2021. And it was the time that I add Dr. Yasiri on LinkedIn, and Dr. Yasiri chat me on DM. So yeah, but furthermore, for the talk about animal welfare that I want to know more is, yeah, the inclusivity in it, because it is very special to talk about, especially when we are talking about the people with, sorry, disabilities. I just want to see the impact, or the impact of the actions that have been done by the people with disabilities, because sometimes we think that they are, sorry, not normal, but to be fair, they are normal. They are doing their life normally because they are. So I just want to see more inclusivity in terms of animal welfare, and also in my expertise, especially in wildlife conservation. So yeah, that's what I hope. And happy anniversary for the 4th year for AWGN. And I'm very proud to be the first and maybe the only one in the nation to join this community. It's a privilege to me to be here. Thank you.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion is part of what we do here. And I so much love that aspect. So everybody should be included. People of color, irrespective of people's gender, religion, or racial or race. So I love that. I love that. I think we can talk about that later. Let's talk privately about that later. So I want to hand over to Dr. Yasere to bring in Professor Adebambo to introduce his ANiMeDRig facility or equipment.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I would like to invite Professor Tominino Adebambo to talk about the ANiMeDRig, which is a welfare-friendly device to assess body measurements. This is something that he has developed with his colleagues in Nigeria, and he wants to show us what it is, and how this can help in assessing the welfare of animals. So we'll be happy to have you, let's see the technologies that are coming up in Nigeria.
So I'd like to present ANiMeDRig. It's a next generation animal measurement device. There are 17,000 commercial poultry farms in Nigeria, only 45 million intensively managed birds, and 65 million semi-intensively managed birds. In these farms, they have this, we all do, we have normal routine. We have the normal routine of measuring our animals on a weekly basis. And these measurements assist us in determining the growth and progress of the animals. At the same time, the progress of the business in its entirety. Now, the problem with this routine measurement is that manual automated measuring methods are used. They are inaccurate, they lead to low revenue, cause 5% loss of animals, 6% farm productivity. They are inefficient, time and human resource consuming, and they are invasive. Their invasiveness leads to stress for the animals and even the farm ants. You have lots of animals, and the farm ants, most of the time in the poultry industry, ends up with respiratory disease. The poultry market share is a very big industry, and it's been able to produce 314.6 kilotons of chicken products to 222 million Nigerian population in 2022. The next few years, 2050 exactly, this population will double to 445 million. And this is not only in Nigeria, but all over the world. But for Nigeria, this increased population will need times 6 of what is presently being fed to them around 2 gigaton of poultry products to achieve this. In order to get us to this point of feeding this population, we need poultry farming technology that has solutions that are optimized for efficiency, and that is where we came in with the ANiMeDRig. The ANiMeDRig is a non-invasive solution, non-invasive automated measuring solution. It collects data, captures images in a non-invasive way, analyzes the data using AI, make accurate, automatic, fast measuring processes. Also, apart from this, it gives high revenue, it has high efficiency, and better quality as it is non-invasive. You can see a video there. The unique value proposition of this device is that our device is the only automatic multi-parameter non-invasive measuring device in the market. There are so many other parameters, so many other devices, but most of them takes only body weight. Our device can take both images, environmental condition, ambient temperature, light intensity, body weight, morphometric parameters, body temperature, chest score, and also reads RFID tag. We have a business model which is B2B to commercial farms and researchers. We have a hardware seller set up and training, a SaaS subscription, and also we can also do data analysis for customers as they request. We are aligned with SDG 1, 2, and 8, no poverty, zero hunger, decent work, and economic growth, respectively. Our progress, we started this work by carrying out the market validation, in which we interviewed so many customers and will be customers. And from what we interacted, from our interaction, we are able to know the problems, the needs, and challenges in which these farmers find themselves in the market. And then we use this interaction to evolve our product. As you can see, this is the product here, okay? We also established relationship with potential key clients, big times farmers like Agritech, Zatef, CHI Farm, Fortune, and so many big time farmers around. And we're also looking to interact with so many other farmers outside the country. Our device, as I said, can capture image effectively, take weights, get environmental condition, then analyze this data. In the next 6 months of 12 months of this prototype development now, we are looking to expand to different farms, both not only poultry, but other species. And we are also improving our algorithm, and we are trying to read better science, okay? What is the value with customers? A customer has 100,000 bird farm with 10 growing cycles in a year. With the price of birds now in the Christmas around 4,000, we expect that we save the farmer 4% loss of animals due to measuring stress, and we can save and we can generate an extra income of 160 million naira per annum for such a farmer. My team, I and from FUNAB, and thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adebambo. That is a welfare-friendly device. So if our people here, if you want to collaborate with Professor Adebambo, you can reach him on adebamboao@funab.edu.ng.
Of animal welfare, prevent the inhumane treatment of animals, Every animal deserves a good life to enjoy the benefits of the 5 freedoms until the last. Keep the animals safe for our own sake. Human beings become self-centered to the animals, even the wild ones. The animals are thought to be owned. Opportunities for natural behaviors are not provided. With 20th century technology, animals are put into environments and use that didn't impair productivity, but harm their well-being. Farm animals are artificially selected for production traits, which occasionally impinge on the animal's welfare, whereas the health is shared by all. The welfare of the animals is to be considered. Animals, though considered weaker creatures, experiences emotions like anxiety, fear, and excitement. They experience the burden of rapid increase in weight. They also feel the pain of painful mutilation. Even though animals can't express themselves in a language we clearly understand, they feel the pressure in an overcrowded house. They also feel the unnecessary suffering to confinement. There is the need to prevent routine aggressive procedures. The impact of these conditions is not far-fetched. The quality of the meat we get becomes compromised, and the quantity of eggs laid are reduced. Animals are at risk of premature death. Consideration for the welfare of animals is a necessity. Welfare of animals is unquestionably essential for the well-being of human beings. If we take care of the animals will take care of us. Humans advocate the welfare of animals. Do not compromise their well-being for anything. Thank you for listening.
In the depths of water, farmed fish reside, their lives often forgotten, hidden from our sight. Yet they deserve welfare, both day and night. No poorly constructed nor crowded suffocating tanks, but a spacious abode for them to roam and explore, in nature's embrace where they can truly soar. Clean and clear waters, pure as morning dew, free from toxins and pollutants that may affect their health, exposure to an uncompromised well-being and utmost care, nutritious meals made with great care, a diet abundant in nourishment and love to help them thrive as they swim and move, temperature regulated just right for their need, not too harsh, not too cold, mimicking their natural home, where they can flourish and freely roam. Protection from disease and health care provided. Regular checkups to ensure their vitality. Timely intervention to promote longevity. Stimulation of both physical and mental health. Enriching their environment with objects they can trust to prevent boredom and stress wherever they go. Acknowledging their sentience and respecting their instincts, for they deserve happiness and a life well lived. Their welfare a priority to be fiercely sought. Let us strive in unity for their noble cause, advocating for their welfare without any pause. Farmed fish too deserve care, compassion, and kind, fair life. Thank you very much.
I just want to talk about the event that we should be expecting in 2024. So this will be our last event on this group for 2023. So I will read out what we'll be doing in 2024. And if you have any addition, if you have something you want us to include, I will allow 2 people to talk about it before I hand over to Dr. Yasere to round up. Then we take the group photograph. So for next year, we are going to be having our webinars, the normal webinars that we used to do. Then we are going to be having inaugural lectures. These normal storytelling events. People will come and tell us how they fell in love with animal welfare. Then we are going to have panel discussions. We didn't have any this year. We had one last year, but this year we didn't have any. So it's an avenue for us to bring scientists to come and discuss, interact, and give their view and perspective about a particular welfare issue. So we are going to have a day to showcase our research, animals, wildlife, pets. So we are going to have a day to do that. Then we are planning to have a broadcasting station on animal welfare. So if you give us that permission, we are going to be having a broadcasting station where we'll be talking about animal welfare, animal behavior, or something like a podcast. Then we are going to have a debate next year where we are going to be debating on some pertinent animal welfare issues. And we also plan to bring in someone from government to talk about the role of government in animal welfare, welfare legislation, welfare enforcement, and policies about welfare.
Yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for taking your time out to be part of us.